Welcome to the Central Alabama High School Sports Show podcast, brought to you by Andrew Sports Medicine, Land of Frost, Hamburger Heaven, Huffman Electric, and State Farm.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to this week's podcast. I'm your host, Snapper Lancaster, and tonight we're going to be visited by two outstanding coaches, one head coach and athletic director from Gardendale High School, the other head coach at Calera. So we look forward to spending an evening with them and some of their athletes, and we'll get right to it in just a moment because we got an exciting show and we're going to crank it up. Crank it up.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Oh, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
You know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling 1-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, we partner with our patients, trying to help them overcome the obstacles that keep them from achieving their goals.
This practice aggressively pursues victory over injury, over pain, over limitation, over anything that's going to keep you from being the best you can be.
It starts with our non-surgical physicians who are trained in sports medicine and orthopedic injuries. We have specialists in sports medicine with shoulders, elbows, and knees. We have hip specialists that do only hip surgery, including arthroscopy, minimally invasive resurfacing, and total hip replacement if needed. We have joint replacement surgeons. We have spine surgeons. We have surgeons that specialize in foot and ankle surgery and in hand surgery. So just about all the specialties of orthopedics are covered at Andrew Sports Medicine.
What makes the great surgeons great is their volume of experience at making decisions, whether that's intraoperative decisions, post-operative decisions, pre-operative decisions, the decision to operate on somebody or not operate on them. And so our volume here breeds good decision making that gives us an edge in terms of making decisions for our patients, which ultimately is a lot of times the difference between success and failure. The teams, the players, the parents have confidence in us because they know we're going to communicate with them, we're going to create a plan unique to that athlete or that person, and we're going to get them back to their thing and as quickly and as safely as we can.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, our mission is to partner with our patients and to help them succeed and achieve victory. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a grandparent with a shoulder problem, or a professional athlete, you get the same care, the same high-level technology, the same aggressiveness that we would in a professional athlete, and we treat everyone the same way. None of us like to lose. We're all very competitive, and we're not going to lose against their illness or their injury.
And folks, as we talked about, our first guest of the evening is going to be Coach Andrew Zhao of the Calera Eagles. And Coach, always good to see you.
Yes, sir.
And so as we get this segment started, talk about your team this year, specialty teams, offense and defense. Let us know a little bit what this team is made of.
Yeah, we're a little different than we were last year. We do have some guys who are stepping up out of some different areas who hadn't stepped up before. Offensively, we're still a spread team, and we're probably throwing it a little bit more this year. I think the first game, we threw it maybe 50 times.
Wow.
And then the second game, probably not as much. And we found a little bit of running game going in that second game, but offensively, we still spread team and we try to still run the ball a little bit or as much as we can. It all depends on the athletes we have. Defensively, we're multiple a little bit. We got a little 4-2-5, 3-4, little things we dabble in. In special teams, we got a great kicker in Zach Ford who does an outstanding job. We just got to be able to get him the snaps and do the things we need to do to make sure he's in position to be successful.
Well, I know that the one thing that has happened to your team in the off season is you got reclassified.
Yes.
Now, that may not sound like much, folks, but when you reclassify, you're either going up or down.
Right.
Now, the situation seems to be better if you're going down, but if you go up, and I'll let Coach explain it a little bit better probably than I can, but you're going to go into the region above you, which means you just got over the population-wise to move up into that one, and so that generally means you're going to be hurt a little bit for a year or two maybe as far as players availability because of that increase in population, right?
Yeah, it could hurt you depth-wise. It's still, I think you put 11 on the field, and we ask our guys to go out there and play ball, and we're not going to make any excuses other than the fact that it is different league. Bumping up 6A, I mean, at this level, you really need to be able to platoon if you can, and it's great. But we have several guys that have to go both ways, and when you have to do that, you're asking these guys to do a lot. But we are a growing community, and we embrace that. But the thing we have to do is control what we can on the field, and we have to do a better job of doing that. But it is tough being one of the smaller 6As in the area right now, and I think in the years coming we should grow a little bit, and hopefully we can compete a little bit and do our community justice and making them proud of us.
Well, I'll tell you what, Andrew, for people that may be seeing you for the first time, tell us a little bit about your background, because you've made a stop or two, and every time, and every coach wants this. It wants it to be a step up somewhere. Yeah. But tell us how you have gotten to Calera.
I originally, when I first got out of college, I went back home to coach, and then I had an opportunity to come back this way and start a business, and then I had another opportunity to coach back home, so I was a head coach.
Back home is Florida,
yes,
right?
Yes,
yeah.
Florida, right outside of Gainesville, so I was Gator country. But I had an opportunity to be the head coach there at my high school, and then I came back to Alabama. It just kept calling me, so I was able to get a head coaching job over at Montevallo. I was there for 4 years. We did a pretty good job over there and turning the program around and getting guys back to the winning way and the things they were liking. And then I got an opportunity to coach over at Calera. I saw Calera as one of those places that will continue to grow. They had great athletes, and the community was something that was intriguing. And I live in Alabaster, so I knew quite a bit about the area. And so we decided to make that move, and I'm forever grateful for the opportunity to be in Calera. And these young men that we coach are growing as young men, and they're getting better, and we should see some improvement. But I took a stop over in Montevallo, and that was probably one of the best things for me in my coaching career. Saw some guys grow, saw a community grow, and saw guys who were not where they wanted to be at the beginning, but actually got an opportunity to be pretty good at the next level.
Well, I tell you what, coaches, it's an adjustment for a coach as well as for the kids, and the community there that you are. Do you get that feeling that, hey, maybe this might be the place I may stay for a while?
Yeah, you also, everywhere you go, you want to dig your roots a little bit and get your heels in and really have your program. I think it takes 3-4 years for everyone to really see what you're capable of doing and what your program is really going to be like. So we're in year 3 right now, and like I said before, Calera is one of those spots that it's a transit community, so you're going to have in and out of families, but for the most part, yeah, you want to do some of the things that I saw my coach do. He sort of hunkered down. I was able to, in a high school coach, able to hunker down and get the program where it needed to be, and that's that's in a winning way, and everyone expects you to win. So we're just one of those communities in the area that just want to make sure we do our best at wherever we are. But Calera is one of those spots we can really do some good things.
Now, what year is this for you there?
Year 3.
Year
yes.
3, okay,
yes.
already
yeah.
3 years.
Yeah, already
all
3.
Right. Now, do you see this year's team as they progress and grow, even though you had to move up a step in classification? Do you think in the long run, if everything goes well, barring injury, key injury players through the year, do you think of course, the area games are always the one that dictate whether or not you make the playoffs,
Yes.
and for the most part, a lot of those happen a little bit later during the season, so you get a chance to get your feet under you a little bit. Do you see this team as a possible playoff contender before it's over with?
We definitely can make a run. I think our problems we've had early, right? We started off the season off 0-2. But the issue is that we turned the ball over 11 times. You can't turn the ball over 5 times in your first game out the gate and then turn the ball over 6 times in the second game. We put over 470-something yards in total offense, 23 first downs in the game this past week. So you still, regardless of who you're playing, to have those type of numbers offensively and put your defense in bad situations. I mean, we're going in to score maybe 3, 4, 5 times, and we fumble the ball or we throw an interception. So there's the opportunities that we've missed. We just have to hunker down and understand, like, protecting the football is key. And that's one of the biggest things I think we just hadn't done yet. Like I said, I think we're very close. We just got some things. We got to grow up a little bit, become more of a team, and I think we can do that with some of the guys that I brought here tonight. Well,
I was going to say, too, with you saying the opportunities that your team had, those are the kind of things you work on. And trust me, as the old saying goes, you being a quarterback, you understand this. You don't throw interceptions on purpose.
Right.
That's
right.
But these guys don't fumble or that kind of thing or make mistakes on purpose.
That's right.
But so much of the game is a mental game that you've got to be mentally tough to realize that this is the kind of thing, if we cut it out, like coaches trying to teach us, then we're going to have a better performance, right, when it's all over with. So having said that, it sounds like the future looks bright.
Yes.
And from that standpoint, it looks like this year's team is capable of being a competitive football team.
That's right. We're on our way.
Well, Coach, awfully good to see you again. We're going to visit with a couple of your players, and who knows, by the time season's over, we may be talking some serious playoff contention.
That's right.
Somebody's got to be those 4 teams,
That's right. Somebody got to be in there. So
but awfully good to see you, and good luck to you this year.
Appreciate it.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, a couple of players very instrumental in what kind of season Calera will have before it's over with. We'll be right back. You can catch our show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Stitcher, and YouTube. You can also visit us on our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Be sure to like and subscribe to our platforms. If you have an idea for a show topic or would like to be a sponsor, please email us at castvshow321@gmail.com.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say, I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gardendale in Trussville today.
And folks, as you can tell, I got 2 outstanding young athletes sitting beside me here from the Calera Eagles. Sitting closest to me, Terry Barrell's a senior, and you're a cornerback, running back, which means a dual threat, right, or play more than one role, and also Ryan Caber. Ryan, what grade are you?
I'm a junior.
A junior. And center linebacker?
Yes, sir.
That's a combination.
Yeah, it's different.
On one side of the ball, you get hit. On the other side, you do the hit, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, having said that, Ryan, which side of the ball do you enjoy playing the most, or does it matter just as long as you're out there?
I just enjoy helping my team. My team needs a center, I play center.
Oh, okay.
My team needs a linebacker.
When they do, along those lines, do you participate in any other sports, or is football?
Yes, sir, I do track and field.
Oh, do you?
I
Okay.
throw, shot put, and discus.
Oh, okay. And then Terry Barrel's here, a senior, cornerback, running back.
Yes, sir.
Which one of those? Do you like to run over somebody, or do you like to knock somebody on their
I prefer
backside?
knocking somebody.
Really? So you like the defensive side?
I like to play corner, yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All right, well, going into this year, Terry, and we'll start with you. What kind of expectations do you have for yourself personally and for your team this year?
For myself, I believe that I can be a formidable leader on our team, when somebody that's respected in the locker room, on the field, in the weight room, somebody that can lead this team to great heights, and somebody that's, like, on the field, I think I can contribute on the defensive side and offensive side, be the most consistent person I can be, and help encourage everybody if something goes bad or something goes good, keep everybody's head straight.
Well, I know talking with the coach and him talking about the 11 turnovers in 2 games, of course, we know that's not good, but we know also all the possibilities are there for the play to pick up on both sides of the ball if you cut that out, because you've shown you can move the ball up and down the field, but turnovers is the worst thing that can happen to you if you're on offense, best thing if you're on defense for your team. Ryan, how about you? What was your personal goals for yourself and your team?
My personal goals would just be technique. That's what I've always practiced, being fundamentally sound every play and leading my guys and telling them what to do if they need help, making sure everyone knows what to do.
Now, in your whole career, has it all been played there at Calera?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I think you said that you run track, or
Yes,
you're a member of the track team. Ryan, is the same for you? Have you been at Calera your whole
Yes, sir,
time?
I've been.
All right, now I'm going to talk about this. I think maybe on the guys on defense look at this. I know the guys on offense do. When you see that schedule pop up every season, and we'll start with you, Terry. Who is it on that schedule when you look at, that's who I can't wait to play? Who would it be for you?
I think it would be this week's when we have Wetumpka coming in. They're the #1 team in the state right now. And I believe when everybody saw last year when they made a state title run, they ultimately came up short against Pinson Valley. Everybody wanted to play them, see if they really was real deal, and see if we can hold our own against this second place team in 6A last year. Yeah,
it's one of those situations where you sort of want to grade yourself where you're at, that kind of deal. How about you, Ryan? Who is it you look at?
Same thing with Wetumpka, just because that's our chance to show what we can do on a 6A level.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do you enjoy, you feel less pressure, and we'll start with you on this, Ryan, playing at home in front of a home crowd, or do you have less pressure on the road?
I don't feel pressure at home because I know everyone in the stands is supporting us no matter which way we go, losing, winning. No, they're always going to be cheering.
Okay. Terry, how about you? You prefer home? Or?
I actually prefer away games because I feel like an away game, you actually go, you play with a chip on your shoulder that you want to come in and shut the home crowd up and show them that you came in here and do it.
Well, and you know, it's funny what Terry said too, because I've had athletes tell me they feel, even though they like playing at home, you feel that extra pressure of wanting to win for the home team, where when you go on the road, it's almost like, let's go show them who we are, you know. And so it's a mixed blessing there. But, you know, I know 2 things about you guys. One, you're pretty good students, because if you don't qualify in the classroom, you don't make it to the football field.
That's right.
And so with that thought in mind, when you're playing, and yours is a long way from being over, have you ever had the thoughts of maybe coaching, or I know everybody wants to play at the next level if they get to, in fact, you get to play at the collegiate level, maybe that'll lead somewhere else. But should it not be, if you're not professional football players, in this instance down the road, Terry, what do you think you might like to do one day, or are you still not sure in that area?
I mean, right now, hopefully, I want to become a civil engineer.
Okay.
Okay, but if that doesn't work out, then yeah, I think coaching would be in my future. I feel like I can be a great coach and become a great leader and lead and inspire the young generation to come up.
How about you, Ryan?
Same thing. I've given a lot of thought about becoming a coach later on in my life because, like I said, I love technique. I love sharing technique. I love learning technique.
Well, let me tell you something. You look like two outstanding athletes, two great guys that work hard in the classroom, hard on the football field. So now we want to take some of that pressure off. So, and we'll start with you, Terry. What do you do to totally relax or just have a good time after all the stress of the books and lining up on Friday night?
Oh, man. That's one thing I really like to do is just whenever I get the time, I can just take a good nap. Just like a good maybe 2-3 hour nap just to take the ease off, just to let my body get some rest.
Yeah.
So come back, get ready to do what I got to do.
That sounds like a positive thought. It really does. How about you, Ryan?
I lay down and I listen to music, turn the music up, and I just relax.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you know, another thing about athletes, we all have superstitions. And with that thought in mind, and we'll start with you, Ryan. Do you have anything you feel like you have to do, or how?
I eat the same meal every game day. Breakfast, lunch, pregame meal, dinner. I eat the same thing.
What happens if they put something wrong on the plate?
Oh, I bring my own just to make sure.
Okay. How about you, Terry?
It's basically the same thing, just same routine. Just have to get up at the same time, do the same, listen to the same music.
Yeah.
Drive the same way. Hopefully, I'm on time. I get to school at the same time every single game day. I sit in the same spot, sit in the same people, listen to this. It's a repetition for me. If I feel like if one thing goes wrong, I feel like something is going to go wrong, and I have to fix it. And I have to do something to get it right. One
thing about it, if you feel like you're out of sync, then it makes a difference even when it really doesn't, because all you got to do is go out and perform at your best. Well, guys, the last question I've got to this young point in your young lives, who's been the most inspirational person or persons? And we'll start with you, Terry.
For me personally, my parents, they keep me level-headed, keep me going straight. And Coach Zhao, he actually helps me. I ask him questions like help me lead this team, help me get them right. So yeah.
Okay, and how about you?
Mine is probably my brother, Eric, his other uncle. He's the reason why I started playing football. You know, I'm in Little League and he's in high school, and he's running the ball, looking special. I'm an offensive lineman with number 28 because I looked up to him.
Well, I tell you what, guys, you seem to be both outstanding young men and then great athletes. That's a great combination there. I wish you all the luck in the world. Nothing would make me any happier than somewhere down the road have to come and call Coach and say, hey, you won a championship. We're going to come up here and let y'all celebrate with us, okay?
Yes,
but listen, good luck. Nice to see you. Have a great year.
Thank you. You too.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, another coach, more athletes. Don't you go away. We'll be right back.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
At Andrews Sports Medicine, we partner with our patients, trying to help them overcome the obstacles that keep them from achieving their goals.
This practice aggressively pursues victory over injury, over pain, over limitation, over anything that's going to keep you from being the best you can be.
It starts with our non-surgical physicians who are trained in sports medicine, orthopedic injuries. We have specialists in sports medicine with shoulders, elbows, and knees. We have hip specialists that do only hip surgery, including arthroscopy, minimally invasive resurfacing, and total hip replacement if needed. We have joint replacement surgeons. We have spine surgeons. We have surgeons that specialize in foot and ankle surgery and in hand surgery. So just about all the specialties of orthopedics are covered at Andrews Sports Medicine.
What makes the great surgeons great is their volume of experience at making decisions, whether that's intraoperative decisions, postoperative decisions, preoperative decisions, the decision to operate on somebody or not operate on them. And so our volume here breeds good decision making. That gives us an edge in terms of making decisions for our patients, which ultimately is a lot of times the difference between success and failure. The teams, the players, the parents have confidence in us because they know we're going to communicate with them, we're going to create a plan unique to that athlete or that person, and we're going to get them back to their thing and as quickly and as safely as we can.
At Injury Sports Medicine, our mission is to partner with our patients and to help them succeed and achieve victory. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a grandparent with a shoulder problem, or a professional athlete, you get the same care, the same high-level technology, the same aggressiveness that we would in a professional athlete, and we treat everyone the same way. None of us like to lose. We're all very competitive, and we're not going to lose against their illness or their injury.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their #1 objective. And folks, welcome back. As you can see, I've got a new face sitting up here beside me, and it's Coach Chad Eads at the Gardendale Rockets and Athletic Director.
That's right.
And I don't want to shortchange you on you're a busy man, but of course, Chad, we had you last year and got to talk to you about the change of coming from a longtime assistant to the head man. Well, tell us a little bit about how that transformation is going. And I'm sure it's hectic but good.
It is. It has been hectic. It's been a lot of fun, you know. And each day there's something that comes up that I think I have an answer for, but I haven't thought of the question yet. You know, and it comes up, and I've been fortunate. There were several coaches that stayed that were from the old staff that have been a lot of help to me, and you know, so that's been good. It's just been a constant. Every minute of the day, there's something on my mind to do with Gardendale football.
Well, let me ask you this, and of course, it may be an unfair question, but it goes with the territory. Yeah. Have you been pleasantly surprised thus far in the start of the season you've had, and how everybody has sort of come together? That all starts with you, but it's a transition not only for you, but for your players as well.
I think it's been an exciting time for the community. I mean, I think they're excited about the kids in the school. There's a different feel, you know, right now, and some of it's the start of school and the start of football. But I think they've been excited about what's going on. We tried to do some things in the community, you know, try to be involved with the other sports, and you know, a lot of our players play other sports, so they have buddies that play baseball or run track, and they get involved, and you know, they're excited to see their friends play. So I've been really excited about the reception from the community.
Well, I was going to say, you've been interacting with them now for a few months, and how has that transition been as far as support from the community in this early part of the transition?
Well, it's been great. My wife and I are still in the middle of renovating a house out there. We've moved there. We're in a temporary house, you know, and everybody's been supportive and helpful with that. And, you know, we're getting to know some people in the community. You know, we've gotten involved in our church, and we're getting to know some people there. And it's just, it's been neat to see the community, the support they have for the kids, not just the athletes, but the students. And
another transition for you to as well, not just with the athletes, but talk about the coaches on your staff. Do you have quite a few that came on the originals, and have you brought some of your own?
I was able to hire 3. I hired both coordinators. Rodney Bivens is the offensive coordinator. He came in the spring. Eric Firestone's the defensive coordinator. He came in the spring. We actually spent spring training with 3 coaches driving up just in time for practice, changing shirts and coaching all afternoon. Then my son's working for me. He's a math teacher and coaching our wide receivers. And then Brian Brazil's the defensive line coach. Has been at Gardendale for quite a while. Brian Wallace is coaching our secondary, and then Will Glaze is offensive line coach.
When talk about, I know it's been just 2 games into the season, but talk about your team and the aspects of it from the special team, offensive and defensive units.
Well, I've been really excited about us on defense. I think we got a lot of speed on defense. Kids play hard. I've been real pleased with that. The first 2 games we don't have a lot of depth. We're still working, trying to get some of that. So we got some guys here, here with me tonight that are spending a lot of time on the field. And we're trying to find some guys who can go in and take a little bit of that load off of them, because they're also spending a lot of time on special teams. But I've been real pleased with the aggressiveness on defense, and them, all 11 guys running to the ball. And then offensively, there's been some injuries early. We're getting some of those kids back. And then offense is always the timing of it, getting all that worked out. So all that, it takes a little while for that to start clicking, and I think it's really starting to.
Well, I know you and I have talked a little bit about it, but has that transition from just an assistant coach to the head coach and the AD, that's a plateful, isn't it?
It is, and sometimes the hard thing at practice is not being the offensive line coach anymore. I kind of miss that part of it. I catch myself drifting down to that part of practice every day, and but it's been good to get out and to make sure I know all the guys on the team. And then the athletic director part, there's I'm lucky to have a lot of help from the assistant principals and from some of the coaches, but I've enjoyed that part of it. I've enjoyed being the one that's got the position to help the other sports, and I hope I'm doing a good job of that. Well,
I'm sure you are. Coach, one thing that I would ask you is just quickly a speculation type question, but from what you've seen in the spring, where you got to see some of the kids, and so far in the fall, does this look like to you that you should have a playoff team on your hands if everything goes well, you avoid major injuries, which you always hope you can do that. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but does this look like a bunch that could possibly be in the Final Four?
I think so. If you can get, we certainly got a lot of things to work on and fix. We're doing it every day. I think our being more consistent as a team, we've talked about that a lot, just that as we go through the course of a game and as the ebb and flow of the game and those difficult moments come, that we battle through those. And that's something I think we got better at last week. The game didn't turn out the way we wanted, but there were moments in the game that we can look back and when things were going against us, kids were still playing hard, and I think that's a step in the right direction, getting the attitude that it takes to do that. And I think if we can do that, then we've got an opportunity to be there toward the end of the season.
Well, thus far, and I realize the season's just underway, but from the first 2 games that you guys have played, do you feel like maybe the offense is a little bit ahead of the defense and defense ahead of the offense? How do you feel about that part of your team?
Well, I think usually the defense is ahead. I would be a little nervous if the defense was not ahead. It's you want to be good on defense. You got a great chance to win games if you're good on defense. Our special teams are getting better. We're working on those every day. But I would be real nervous if our offense was ahead of our defense right now. But I think offense is really catching up and getting, kind of finding what each kid is special at doing. Finding the right running back, which ones can be receivers, who can be depended on a third down, to make a big catch. And I think all those things are coming together.
Yeah, and I guess the best ally you have then for that to happen is time. As the further you go during the season, naturally a coach's desire is that his team improves. Yeah. The most important thing is you improve and be playing your best football toward the end of the season, because that's when it becomes most important, right?
It is, and you want for offense to feed off the success of the defense, and the defense to feed off the success of the offense, and that's when they learn to win games together.
Well, you're looking for that unity for both sides of the ball, and if they come together the way they're supposed to, you feel like you get maximum production out of each individual kid as well as the team as a whole.
That's right.
And that's something that you hope that builds all through the season, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, listen, Coach, first of all, good to see you again. I think you're off to a good start. And I also think, I'd be wrong, I think it's a playoff team. And that's being a little bit prejudiced.
I hope you're right.
Relationship there, but I guarantee you, you've got some athletes, and I think they got a pretty good coach. And you're only going to get better because it's a transition.
It is. It is. We're figuring each other out together a little bit.
But I wish you all the luck in the world. And like I said, I would be not disappointed. I'd be surprised if you don't see yourself in the playoffs when the season's over. But now we can talk about it, but you and your guys have got to go out and
That's
do it.
right. We got to do it.
But good to see you. Good luck
Thank
through
you
the
very much.
season, and hopefully we'll see you in those playoffs.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. We come back. 3 gentlemen very instrumental in the season Gardendale's going to have this year. We'll be right back.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gardendale in Trussville today.
Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling 1-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well. And folks, welcome back. As you can tell, I got 3 outstanding young athletes sitting here beside me of the Gardendale Rockets. Closest, Xavier Skinner, senior, and your position, defensive end.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then Kenny McShann, a sophomore linebacker.
Yes, sir.
And finally, David Harris, a junior safety.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, going into this season, and we'll start with you, Xavier. Talk about how is it when you see a coaching change. Talk about the change and the transition for you as a player with a new coach.
The change isn't difficult. You just have to adjust to what you're given. And since we got our new coaches, I trusted our coaches to give us the game plan to win every game we can.
Okay. How about you, Kenny?
Well, change it happens. And Coach Eads trusted us, and we trusted him, and he's done a great job so far. So.
Okay. David?
I think it's very exciting. I mean, all his changes are exciting, but I mean, some aren't. But you know, I mean, he's done a very good job with us as athletes and stuff.
Well, guys, you come into the season 1-1, and you can put points on the board. And the thing about it, and this is aimed at the defense a little bit, the better defense you have, the more games you're in and can win, because if the other team ain't scoring, that gives y'all a pretty good chance, doesn't it? All right, Xavier, you being a senior, is football all you play?
Yes, sir.
At Gardendale? Okay. When the schedule pops up every year and you look up there, what team stands out? You'd say, that's the one I want to play, I can't wait.
I don't really have a team that I feel like I want to play, but I really just feel like I take it one game at a time, 1 week at a time, one play at a time.
Well, that's a good attitude to have. Kenny, how about you? Do you see one you want to play?
I feel the same way as Xavier. Every team's a great team on our schedule, and they are well-respected programs, so we shouldn't take them lightly.
Okay. How about you, David?
I feel mostly the same. I mean, you always see the pins and valleys and the clay chalkfuls and stuff, but I mean, most of them just one game at a time.
Look, guys, I'm going to tell you what. I'm looking at you. I see a 10th grader, 11th grader, and a senior. So y'all all been playing ball for a while. You're good at what you do. You got to be good in the classroom, or you wouldn't be able to make it to the football field, right? All right, so I know you're good students. Now, here's what I want to know. They work you hard on the football field. They work you hard in the classroom. Tell me what in the world you do to unwind during the week to take some of all that pressure off and just to get a break. And Xavier, we'll start with you.
I play football to take my pressure off.
Really?
I love to play football.
Yeah.
That's all I've been doing since I was 5. That's all I know.
Yeah, you ever thought about going into politics? That's a good answer. You know. How about you, Kenny?
Same with football. Working out and football is just how I get my anger, anxiety, all that stuff out. So.
Is football the only sport you participate in?
Yes, sir.
It is? Okay. All right. David, how about you?
I mean, you always just hang out with buddies and stuff. Some of them that don't play football, they kind of take that stress off sometimes.
Okay. All right. Now, I know athletes, we're a funny lot. A lot of us have what do you call them, superstitions, or we feel like we have to do things the same way, or this, that, and the other, or we won't be our best. Now, with that thought in mind, Xavier, what is it, how do you prepare for a game? What do you feel like you have to do, or do you have any superstitions?
I really just pray. I pray the night before the game. I pray in the morning when I wake up, and I pray right before I go play.
Okay. How about you, Kenny?
I feel like one of my superstitions is my wristband. Ben Abercrombie, he's a big inspiration to me, and I try to play like him every down. I just want to give it my all.
Good for you, David.
I also pray before we run out of tunnel things, and usually you get some time to like take a nap too.
Yeah.
It helps a lot.
All right, let me tell you something. I don't know if you ever think about this, but this is how I try to, and I can tell you, God-fearing young men, God don't care who wins a football game. I think he don't care about that scoreboard. I think what he cares about is the way you carry yourself and the way you compete. But as far as God helping us get over a hurdle to do this or do that, I think that's all us. It's nice to feel like that, hey, God's going to give an extra little push, but he might push that other guy too, so you'll get his max as well. But I understand that. And so there's nothing wrong with it. Anything that gives you an edge, whether it's mental or physical, is a positive thing. One of the most important things, though, in a team, and I'm going to get each of you's view about it, is team chemistry. Team chemistry is a wonderful thing. If you've got good chemistry, you can do great things sometimes. But if you have bad chemistry, it holds not only you, but your whole team back to a degree. Chemistry is very important. So, Xavier, with that thought in mind, talk about the chemistry on this year's team thus far that you have seen.
The chemistry on this year's team, we've all been playing together so long. We've all known each other so long. So it's just like we're going outside playing football with our friends. It's just like we've known these people since we were this big. So the chemistry is not really a big problem. You know, I trust the other 10 people on defense, I trust the 11 people on offense, they're going to get their job done.
Okay. How about you, Kenny?
I feel the same way. The most thing you hear the defense say is, offense got us, so we'll get them. They always pick us up when we're down. If we have a long drive, we get them back on the field, get them the ball back. They do what they have to do to succeed or get the victory. So we have to pick them up as well. If they mess up, we help them out. If we mess up, they help us out.
Okay. David, how about you?
They mostly explain it all, but you also have those times in practice when like you're going against each other, and they get mad at each other, but at the end of the day, you always come back as a team.
Right. Well, I tell you another thing too that's very important is the fact that, and I'll be talking with you in particular about it, Xavier, is like guys in 10th and 11th and 12th grade in particular. These are players that have been in the program a while, or the ones that the coaches look to help them. You know, sometimes you guys can police each other, if that's the right term to use. You'll know what I'm talking about in a second. Sometimes we might have an unruly teammate or somebody with a bad attitude. Sometimes you guys take care of that, and it don't get to the coach's attention, which it's a good thing when you can do that. But there's special things, that you can do to make you, not only yourself better, but your team. Xavier, you're fixing to be a senior. Do you have any idea what you want to do, where you want to go to school, what kind of courses you may take, what you might want to be after your playing days are over?
I want to play football in college. I've always wanted to play football in college. And when I get to college, I want to major in engineering, and then I'll just settle me down in a job at Camtech or somewhere like that.
Okay. Have you ever thought about coaching?
I thought about coaching, but I had to see what that's going to take.
It's got to be somebody, it's got to be a makeup in you, I guess, a little bit. Kenny, way too early for you to wonder about what you might want to do down the road or where you may go to school possibly, but have you ever thought long term that you might like to coach one day? Or?
Coaching, not so much. I don't have enough patience to be a coach. Coach deals with a lot of issues that I wouldn't be able to deal with. So.
David, how about you?
I'd also want to go play in college, but I'd like to play baseball in college.
Oh,
and
okay.
I feel like coaching. I'd like to coach baseball.
All right, well, guys, the last question I got, and we'll start with you, Xavier. To this point in your young life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
The most inspirational person to me would be my older brother who played at Gardendale a few years ago, because I always just wanted to be like him or be better than him.
Oh, okay. How about you, Kenny?
I believe it's really my dad. He keeps me on the straight and narrow, and he always has something in my ear telling me, do this, do that, and I just listen, and it's gotten me where I am now.
Okay, David?
I'd have to say my two grandfathers. They've passed away now, but they were always at my games when I was young and stuff, and they've always been there for me.
Well, I tell you what, guys, Gardendale holds a special place in my heart because of my grandkids that go there, and Lulu is still there. And so I wish you all the luck in the world. And before it's over with, maybe, you never can tell. You go out and win a state championship, we'll come back here and celebrate, okay? But good luck to you, and we'll see you down the road, okay? And folks, we've had an outstanding evening, outstanding coaches, outstanding athletes. We'll do it again next week. Till then, you know what the snapper always says, bye. You can catch our show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Stitcher, and YouTube. You can also visit us on our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Be sure to like and subscribe to our platforms. If you have an idea for a show topic or would like to be a sponsor, please email us at castvshow321@gmail.com.
At Andrews Sports Medicine, we partner with our patients, trying to help them overcome the obstacles that keep them from achieving their goals.
This practice aggressively pursues victory over injury, over pain, over limitation, over anything that's going to keep you from being the best you can be.
It starts with our non-surgical physicians who are trained in sports medicine, orthopedic injuries. We have specialists in sports medicine, shoulders, elbows, and knees. We have hip specialists that do only hip surgery, including arthroscopy, minimally invasive resurfacing, and total hip replacement if needed. We have joint replacement surgeons. We have spine surgeons. We have surgeons that specialize in foot and ankle surgery and in hand surgery. So just about all the specialties of orthopedics are covered at Andrews Sports Medicine.
What makes the great surgeons great is their volume of experience at making decisions, whether that's intraoperative decisions, post-operative decisions, pre-operative decisions, the decision to operate on somebody or not operate on them. And so our volume here breeds good decision making. That gives us an edge in terms of making decisions for our patients, which ultimately is a lot of times the difference between success and failure. The teams, the players, the parents have confidence in us because they know we're going to communicate with them, we're going to create a plan unique to that athlete or that person, and we're going to get them back to their thing and as quickly and as safely as we can.
At Andrews Sports Medicine, our mission is to partner with our patients and to help them succeed and achieve victory. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a grandparent with a shoulder problem, or a professional athlete, you get the same care, the same high-level technology, the same aggressiveness that we would in a professional athlete, and we treat everyone the same way. None of us like to lose. We're all very competitive, and we're not going to lose against their illness or their injury.